to another episode
of Cookbook.
Woo, woo, woo! What are we making today, Mags?
Pizza dough.
Yeah! First things first, this is what we're making. In the picture, it's 4 different versions, just to give you an idea of what you can do with it and why I like making a sheet pan pizza. I can make something for everybody. I actually, tonight, I'm going to be cooking it in 2 quarter-size sheet pans because my boys eat dinner later than my girls, and I'd like to serve them fresh pizza. But what I really like about this recipe is that it makes a huge batch. The dough is delicious. It's very easy, no fuss. Maggie, ingredient roundup. What do we have here?
We have water and oil, flour, water, salt, sugar, and I don't know.
Yeast.
Yeast and...
There's the secret ingredient. Red
oil.
Red wine vinegar. That's what actually just makes the dough taste so delicious. It's only about a tablespoon, but it is so good. We go really fast, so stay with us. Only like within 2 minutes to make this whole dough. I do it in my mixer. You can do it by hand. You'll have to knead for like 10 minutes, and then it only rests for like 45 minutes, the dough, and then you can go ahead and just make yours. If you need longer, you can wait up to 1, 2, or 3 hours for the dough to rise. Just keep punching it down, but I really like this because you could get dinner quickly. Okay, first things first, Maggie's gonna add in our yeast, our sugar. Thank you. And the warm water. Ready?
Water.
Okay, now we're just going to let that stand for a minute or two just to boil, bubble and activate, and we will be right back. Now comes the really easy part. We're going to add in our oil and water. There we go. Maggie, you see what happened there? Look at the jar. Look at the jar. Where's the oil and where's the water?
There's a really here the water.
Why didn't they mix?
Oh, because the oil, it can't, like what happens on paper. If you put water on a paper, it could go through. If you put some oil, then it'll just slip. So it's going apart.
Right, they weigh different amounts. They have different densities. Not weigh, they have different densities, so they don't mix well. Time for our salt and red wine vinegar. Red wine vinegar going in, and salt going in. Actually, sometimes I'd like to wait for the salt. All right, forget that. We're not waiting. We're going right in. 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 boom. Boom, let's give it a little mix. Turn it on to 1 just to mix that up, and then we're going to slowly incorporate our flour into the bowl. We get 1 kilo bags of flour, so that's easy here. If you're in America, you will need to weigh it or eyeball it. It's half of a 5-pound bag, basically, like minus 2 cups. So I would say it's like, let's say, it's like 7 to 8 cups. So start with 7, and then if you need more, add an 8. Yeah, just like that, Maggie. All right, Maggie is videoing. I am slowly going to add in my flour on low speed because I don't want it to fly everywhere. And then we're going to gradually, once all the flour has like been wet, moistened, then we're going to gradually increase the speed and let it knead for about, I'm looking for the exact time here, but I don't want to mess you over, for about 5 minutes. Okay, done. You can pick up your finger. Look at how nicely that dough comes together. We're going to give it a little pause so Maggie can give it a quick feel. Mags, where'd you go? I turned it off so you could feel it. Go for it, Magaloosh. Let's see. Oh, it's nice, right? And now we're going to turn this up and way too high, and let this knead for about 5 minutes. Okay, we have a new helper. What are we making? Say pizza. Pizza. Our dough pulled away from the sides of the bowls. It's clean. Look at that gorgeousness. I mean, it's just, look at that. It's beautiful. It's a big batch. We're going to get this out of the hook. We're going to drizzle it with a little bit of oil, cover with saran wrap, and let it sit. Okay, I mean, it's just really nice, the dough, okay? Just about a tablespoon of oil. Use your hand. Rub it. I really don't like when dough dries out. This is just to keep it moist. Get it underneath. Grab a piece of saran wrap, cover your bowl, and we will see you when this doubles in size. Pizza dough has doubled in size. Oh my gosh, it's huge. It rose really nicely. I'm making my pizza. What you have in here is a standard size, half-size sheet pan, which is the size of about 2 9x13s. I'm using quarter-size sheet pans. I love these. Invest in them. You get them from Kitchen Caboodles. They're the best. If you turn them sideways and stack them, it is a regular size sheet pan or cooking sheet, half size sheet pan or cooking sheet. I'm using these because I want to divide my dough in half because I want to make some for my girls now and some fresh for my boys later, just for reference. This is a quarter size sheet pan and this is the book. For Cook the Book, the first thing you want to do is get this in a 350-degree oven to preheat. Woo! Woo! The first thing you're going to want to do is preheat your pan, because then when you put the dough on the hot pan, it right away is going to start to crisp up on the bottom, and that's going to make that really good crispy bottom. Okay, my pan is nice and hot. I just took it out of the oven. I put a little bit of oil to coat the bottom because we don't want it to stick. You can use parchment if you want, but I don't like to. I'm just going to swirl it around. It is very hot, so be careful. Okay, now I have a piece of dough. I'm just stretching it out a little before I get it into the pan because it's right away going to be hot. There we go. And very carefully, you're just going to use your fingers and you're just going to stretch the dough out into the corner of the pan.
Imagine that one is a pizza.
Yeah. Don't be nervous. You might feel like, oh, it's not enough. It's definitely enough for one sheet pan or 2 quarter-size sheet pans. Just keep working it. Now, because this is more of a Sicilian style dough, I like to, meaning like it's thicker on the bottom, I like to give it a pre-bake for 10 minutes. So we're just going to take this, pop it in the oven, and I'll see you in 10 minutes. I just took the dough out of the oven. I'm just going all around, putting tomato sauce, cheese. I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper because the sauce is not salted or peppered. You can add whatever veggies you like. You can use toppings. There's tons of topping ideas in the recipe. And then I'm going to pop this back in the oven. Increase the heat back to 375. I am going to pop this in the oven for another like 15 minutes. And once it's bubbly and crispy and delicious, it is done. And the pizza is out of the oven. And that is how we cook the book, sheet pan pizza style. Thank you all for joining us. And I can't wait to see you on the next edition of Cook the Book. Woo, woo, woo. I didn't show you guys before. This is the boys' pizza. Some with cheese for this guy. Some without cheese for this guy. But I didn't show you the inside. Even though it's like a thick Sicilian style dough, it is cooked all the way through. It is delicious. It is yummy. And whatever, it's just a really super easy dinner. Yeah, it's just good.